the album! Drop the album! That's all you gotta do!
You know, seeing which direction the album was going, it just got more personal and more personal. And, you know, I love the media. I thank God for the media because you guys give me to talk about.
Y'all, it looks like Eminem is striking once again, and no one can do anything about it. Just recently, Eminem dropped his latest album that directly scorched all the big names of the industry. Y'all, Eminem is wreaking a havoc in the industry, and his hit list is nothing short of surprising. Fans speculate that Eminem has embarked on unveiling the dark face of Hollywood, and he won't stop until the truth prevails. This tea is too hot to be missed, so let's get into it. We've all seen that Eminem's album is usually characterized by some choice words aimed at some of the luminaries, but this time, Eminem broke his record by attacking more than a few artists in his songs. Eminem has recently released a 12th studio album, The Death of Slim Shady Coup de Grace, months after dropping absurd teaser videos circling the concept of the literal death of Slim Shady. You might remember that a few days before dropping the bat, Eminem warned his fans about his latest song being a conceptual album. Just a day before the release, the rapper hopped on to X to give fans a tip on streaming the album for the most optimal listening experience. In the tweet, the Grammy-winning lyricist said, "Public service announcement, The Death of Slim Shady is a conceptual album. Therefore, if you listen to the songs out of order, they might not make sense. Enjoy." The project was distributed via Shady, Aftermath, and Interscope Records, and features M saying goodbye to his alter ego Slim Shady. With an enticing production and exceptional verses, The Death of Slim Shady is an exciting project that highlights Marshall Mathers' character and personality going through a form of rebirth while he prepares for a redemption arc. While the album might just be one of the best he's ever created, the marketing behind its release was ingenious. Before the official release, M teased the album with an absurd faux obituary for Slim Shady. Additional previews of the new album were in the form of an ad that ran on TV during the NFL draft in Detroit. The short video portrayed the death of Slim Shady in the form of a true crime show, in an attempt to literally represent the album title. So yeah, it was intriguing to say the least. Since we're all well aware of Eminem's temper, it's quite obvious that Eminem scorched almost half of the industry in his newly released album. The word has it that Eminem reserved the most brutal remarks for the fallen noble, Sean Diddy Combs. We know that Sean Diddy's reputation has been continuously falling due to the onslaught of recurrent essay allegations leveled against him. Eminem's first shot that was aimed at Diddy came in his song Antichrist, where he referenced to the hotel surveillance video where Diddy was caught laying his hands on his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Eminem alleged that Diddy and Cassie both were into weird stuff, but when he tried to push her boundaries, she ran for the hill. Fans noticed that while M didn't take Cassie's side, he absolutely did not downplay Diddy's weird bedroom antics. Anyway, Eminem targeted Diddy again on the song Fuel, which includes mentions of the lawsuits as well as a claim that Combs attempts to have Tupac's alleged eliminator, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, deleted.
Hey Keith, Metro Police, come over here. Hey Metro Police, come over here, alright? Thanks buddy. Come on over here. Appreciate your cooperation, okay?
Okay, so Keefe D, who is a prime suspect in the Tupac Shakur's elimination, revealed some interesting facts about the altercation which took the life of one of the most influential rappers of all time. The South Gang member admitted that he was actively involved in the incident because of the $1 million that he would receive, but he did not get a penny of compensation. He claimed that Diddy had offered him $1 million to get the job done. According to D, the shooting started when Keefe saw Tupac pulling out something from his pocket and assumed it was a firearm. Keefe D explained that he was the passenger in the white Cadillac on the night of the incident. However, he refused to name other suspects, but confirmed that the shooter was Orlando Anderson, his nephew. Now, since these confessions were presented in the court, Detective Greg Catting revealed that Diddy had allegedly tried to interfere in the investigation by third-party interactions. He said, "He explained to us that him and his nephew, Orlando Anderson, and the rest of that little Crip entourage committed the M of Tupac out in Las Vegas. Then he explains that the conspiracy to commit the M of Tupac had developed in Los Angeles during his conversations with Puffy Combs. We realize now that we have some legitimate ownership of Tupac's case too, even though the M took place in Las Vegas. And technically it was their investigation. Since the conspiracy to M happened in our jurisdiction, it gave us a legitimate case to investigate it. Since now we had the star witness Keefe D, and now we needed to protect him in order to further the investigation to take it up to where it's tied to other conspirators. We needed to really protect the aspect of the case. Because if it got out, hey, Keefe D's cooperating or anything like that, well, you can imagine that that would have interfered with ongoing investigations. Anyway, Eminem hinted that Diddy was responsible for Biggie's elimination as well. You see, the theories about Diddy's hands in Biggie Small's demise have been roaming around in the industry for quite some while. Listen, it was reported by Rolling Stone that the notorious B.I.G. was supposedly planning to leave the music exec's Bad Boy Records just before his death. Several people who were interviewed for the piece corroborated the story, stating that Combs was in a battle against the late rapper's lawyers as he was attempting to regain his publishing rights. In an interview, photographer Monique Bunn said, "I will never give it up until I'm dead and my bones are crushed into powder." Biggie was absolutely about to leave Puff. I know for a fact because he told me that. Everybody wanted to leave Puffy. Everybody leaves him. Fans believe Bunn's words as they believe Diddy is the common denominator in people's dissent. They said, when Biggie was killed in 1997, Diddy, who was the owner and CEO of his label and had Biggie in LA working on his album, had D-Rock call Biggie's mother to tell her the bad news, and was on a flight back to New York before Biggie's body turned cold. He gets raided by the feds and abandons his own kids while he flees the country. What a human being. These are your heroes. However, Eminem wasn't done trolling Diddy. He took out his grievances in another one of his songs called Bad One. He hinted that Diddy alleged had control and jealousy issues as he went on to blow Kid Cudi's car when the rumors about him and Cassie started going around. Now, before you chalk this story up to being a conspiracy, know that Boozy also corroborated with this story.
Somebody do that behind a woman. If somebody do that behind a woman, you sick in love, like you on something.
Doesn't make sense to me.
In addition to that, the former Bad Boy recording artist Cassie filed a lawsuit against her former boyfriend and label owner Sean Combs. In one of her accusations, she claimed that Diddy allegedly blew up the car of an artist that she was seeing at the time. She said, in February 2012, Mr. Combs told Ms. Ventura that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Ms. Ventura was terrified as she began to fully understand and comprehend what Combs was both willing to do and able to do to those he believed had slighted him. Not to mention the day and night rapper himself claimed that the incident had surely taken place. The thing is, Diddy wasn't the only one feeling the brunt of M's lyrical prowess. Even Kendrick Lamar wasn't safe from M's wrath. He claimed that Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers didn't have any bangers on it. M appeared to playfully make fun of his peers' work before taking shots at himself. He dished some shots at Lil Wayne and Kanye West, claiming that their albums were lamer to another level. And while talking about ish albums, M added that Joyner Lucas and J. Cole's broke the same lame scale. Anyway, M had more in store for Ye, as he also mentioned Ye on Bad One, hinting about his troubles with pills and other issues. You might not remember, but Kanye opened up regarding his AD problems a while back, and in his freestyle, he revealed that he struggled with a prescription DA. But besides prescription Ds, Kanye has also been dependent on drinking and intimacy. In an interview with GQ, Kanye revealed that his disappointment was not being nominated for music awards and led him to become a functioning alcoholic. West said, "I was AD'd 2 perks. It was good that we found out about all those award shows that partially led me to alcoholism. Whistle's been blown, you know." Ye even revealed that he tried to ban premarital intimacy among people working on his albums. "There were times I was asking people not to have premarital S while they were working on the album. There were times when I went to people that were working on other projects and said, 'Can you just work and focus on this?' I thought if we can all focus and fast, families who pray together stay together." Quite contradictory, right? Well, after Ye started giving contradictory statements, fans started believing that Ye was A-ing his medicines. In his current album, Eminem really hinted that there was more truth to the speculation than we all thought. Let's not forget that West, who owns the Yeezy fashion line with sportswear giant Adidas, was taken to hospitals in Los Angeles in November 2016, reportedly suffering from stress and exhaustion. Reflecting on his struggles with his mental health, he said, "We're making this money, but I'm still ending up in debt. My public standing is all in shambles. I'm not in good shape. I'm having ups and downs with my health. People calling me crazy, people not wanting to sit and meet with me, all this happening, and I had to give it all up to God." Anyway, in a recently released freestyle rap for the Sway radio program that M called Caitlyn Jenner a B, among other things, M claimed that he kept the firearm tucked like Bruce Jenner's private. He asserted that he meant no disrespect though. When he was asked about the offensive lyric, Eminem reportedly stated, "The rhyme, by the way, it's all in fun. I just say ish to say it. I don't even know if there's anything. It's very rarely personal. Put it this way, if it was ever personal, someone would know it." In his current album, Eminem spent a bar to take shots at Caitlyn Jenner by making fun of the American media personality and former Olympic gold medal winning decathlete's orientation. When he said that Bruce was allegedly a generous boy for falling in bed with everybody and anybody, he hinted that he couldn't be canceled over it as his speech is free, just like Caitlyn Jenner's choice. Then, M shifted his focus to Christopher Reeves. Eminem modified his voice using a distortion effect on his vocals to resemble a voice box during the outro of Brand New Dance. The rapper mimicked the voice of the late actor, Christopher Reeves, who was paralyzed in 1995 after an accident during an equestrian competition in Culpeper. Anyway, M advised Christopher to avoid talking about hymns behind his back, or he would apparently kick him to the curb. Old Ja Rule is also unable to escape the shots, as M rapped on Guilty Conscious 2, the sequel to his and Dr. Dre's Slim Shady LP collaboration. You see, little people are a recurring theme across the album, and as you could guess, M made fun of Ja Rule's short height. Unlike most of Eminem's feuds, the rapper didn't directly taunt or disrespect Ja Rule in a track at first. However, the beef was something that he got involuntarily roped into. Queens rapper Ja Rule, Jeffrey Atkins, initially had a feud with 50 Cent. However, the bad blood began to spill out, and before long, the rappers were calling on their comrades to get involved. 50 Cent was signed to Eminem's label, Shady Records, and the Detroit rapper was his closest friend in the industry. At first, the In Da Club hitmaker handled his issues with Atkins alone. However, when Ja Rule began involving his crew M Inc., 50 Cent knew he would have to up the ante. Ja Rule and 50 Cent's beef originated in the late 1990s, when a robbery took place in Queens that saw Jackson lose his chains. Although there's much confusion and varying recollections about what actually happened, it didn't stop the two from developing a mutual resentment going into the 2000s. Throughout the 2000s, Atkins and Jackson were at loggerheads dissing each other. On one occasion, the two even exchanged physical blows and got into a fight. However, before long, due to simple affiliation, Ja decided to go after Eminem. On the track Loose Change, the rapper went for the jugular by calling out Mather's family. With derogatory slurs directed towards his family, the Detroit rapper did not hesitate to retaliate, and did so with a series of diss records like Do Re Mi, Haley's Revenge, and a remix of Tupac's Hail Mary featuring 50 and Busta Rhymes. This is where the back and forth began. However, by 2004, Eminem was so exhausted by the feud he saw no point in wasting any more time engaging with the rapper, and put out a track in which he claimed that Shady Records had won the war and that it was over, insinuating he would no longer be taking part in what he considered a redundant, unprofitable, and childish battle. Now listen, M's hit list grows along as he puts a diss out on Lizzo as well. During this song, Eminem rapped that this is showbiz. So things ain't never really truly over till Lizzo sings. In the verse, Eminem continued to voice his or possibly his alter ego Slim Shady's views on the body positive movement. He continued to joke through the verse and claimed that he'll continue to be honest about it despite the perceptions that he could face backlash. Anyway, Eminem also took shots at Candace Owens for allegedly forgetting that she was black. M also referred to Owens as a quote, MAGA dirtbag in a skirt, end quote, and dropped nicknames for her such as Grand Wizard, Clandis, and Grand Dragon, before scheming up plans to get in her pants. Well, Owens reacted in full force, saying, Eminem is obviously a gay man. It's very sad that Eminem cleaned out his closet but never came out of his closet. I would like to again remind people that he in fact is a struggling internally gay man. He's actually recycling things that black women have said about me on the internet. On her live stream, Owens branded the Detroit rap icon as an out-of-touch elitist. She also called him the white rapper that they all used to listen to when they were prepubescent, and they wanted to feel edgy before suggesting he should retire. Now, this wasn't the first time Candace Owens has questioned Eminem's orientation. In August 2023, she criticized the rapper's age and speculated about his orientation after he sent a cease and desist letter to the then Republican presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy for using his music while campaigning. Some people say that as we get older, we get grayer. We know that's true, but for Eminem, the once hardcore rapper, it seems that he is getting older and gayer. Yes, Eminem might be gay. He then sent a sneak diss towards Megan and Nicki, who were publicly engaged in a viral and vicious beef this year, highlighting that his flows are powerful enough to positively impact their feud, when he alleged that he was a great rapper just like OGs like Biggie Smalls. On the album's lead single, Houdini, Eminem called out several people within his close circle, from the co-founder of Interscope, Jimmy Iovine, to Dr. Dre. M also took shots at all three of his daughters, who look visibly confused at their father's rant during their cameo appearance in Houdini's music video. On the album's second single, Toby, Eminem reignited his 2023 beef with Grandmaster Mel Mel. During his verse, he recounted people advising him to not respond to the OG rapper because of his various accomplishments and contributions to hip-hop, to which M responded by stating that he would not let the disses slide because if Mel is a legend, so is he. Well, fans are right beside M on this one, as one commented, "Perhaps if the world hadn't gone to Ish, he wouldn't have had to say any of this stuff. I'm glad he'd be saying any of this. Someone had to." Some even said, "Best album I've heard in a while. Love all the crybabies trying to go after Eminem like it's going to matter." And lastly, it's funny the few journalists here and there giving bad reviews thinking the anti-Eminem bandwagon was coming went ahead and released their articles. But everywhere you look all over the internet and everyone is raving about how much they love this album. Losers. Travel inside the mind of a hater. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Goodbye.